Hey, what is going on, my air signs? My Geminis, Libras, and Aquarius, what going on, y'all? It's your girl, Tracy, with Ascension 225. What's happening? Anyways, you guys, today is July 4th. I wish you a happy 4th of July if you do celebrate it. If you don't, like me, then enjoy a nice, relaxing, peaceful holiday that allows you time to decompress and practice some self-care. Like, look at a video, look at a tarot reading, as a form of self-care. So, and also practice some other things as well, okay? My beautiful air signs. Okay, so, I am celebrating a little bit. I decided, I had a can of lychees, and I decided to make myself a lychee and berry martini. So this is my second one, and I'm normally 2 drink maximum, so I'm feeling pretty good right now, you guys. I'm feeling happy, content, peaceful, and overjoyed. So I hope you're feeling the same. And we're about to find out what's going to be happening in the energy for our air signs during this Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde started on June 29th. And that happened the same night that we also had the strawberry moon, the strawberry full moon, I might add. So there was a lot going on over our heads. Mercury retrograde, if you don't know anything much about it, it's when, hypothetically speaking, the planet of Mercury goes backwards, although it's not really going backwards. But there are certain things that happen when there is a Mercury retrograde. You may have people coming back into your life that were unexpected situations, mishaps with your electronics or talking. I know I'm a Gemini and my ruling planet is Mercury, so I have a really difficult time during Mercury retrograde with just kind of falling all over my words and sounding like a complete doofball, okay? But it's all good. It's all good. Normally when the planets are in transit, whether they're retrograde or not retrograde, they're always moving, and it does affect our energy, good, bad, and indifferently, okay? So, I wanted to tap into, let me find my phone because I wanted to see, hold on for 1 second. Alright, thanks for holding. I just wanted to tell you a little bit about Mercury retrograde. It's happening 3 times this year, and we are June 29th through July 23rd, and it's a retrograde in the sign of Cancer, okay? A lot of emotions, a lot of feelings, hopefully there's some intuition thrown in there as well, but I think Mercury will, if somebody might be a little bit too emotional during this time frame, that Mercury will step in and be like a more logical, or give somebody a more logical perspective or way of thinking, because Mercury is the planet of clear, concise thought processes as well as clear, concise communication. All right, so that's what is going on. It says there could be tech glitches, travel delays, communication mishaps. Just, flow with the energy of Mercury retrograde, okay? All right, so we are going to start off, and we're still feeling a little bit of that residual energy with that full moon. I think it was a full moon in Capricorn, if I'm not mistaken, and that was on June 29th as well. Today is July 4th, so we are still feeling some residual Mama Moon energy, okay? So if you still have stuff that needs to be released, now is the time, beautiful air signs. So we're doing Gemini, and we're going to start Gemini at 5:20. Hello, 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 Gemini. All right, so this is your Mercury retrograde reading. We're going to do a few oracle cards, and then we're going to pull a few tarot cards to see what Spirit wants and needs you to know during this Mercury retrograde, June 29th through July 23rd, okay? All right. So, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. As a matter of fact, do that right now. Like, share, subscribe, hype the video, guys. Please, please, and thank you. Okay? And then find a nice, cozy spot where you're able to receive the messages that are for you. Okay? Don't force any messages to fit. This is a general reading. If you need to hit me up and get your own personal reading, hit me up at ascension225tarot@gmail.com. Please and thank you. All right, let's rock it. Let me take a sip of my martini. Hope my Geminis are doing well, abundantly blessed and happy, just because you're able to open your eyes this morning and see the splendor that the Creator has created. So, here we go. What are the most important planetary energies that you may encounter during this Mercury retrograde? I've got Taurus energy. You may have a Taurus in your energy, Gemini, or this could be Taurus in your birth natal chart. It says the sensual. As we know, the earth signs are very grounded, and Taurus is into good food and sensual things that please the eye and the palate and all that other good stuff. I've got conjunction, fusion, and energy. And if you want to learn more about astrology, I have listed my favorite astrologers, whether it's Vedic or Western, down below in the description box, as well as my favorite numerologists, okay, because it all ties into this thing that we call divination. All right, then I've got you, strong gems, okay, the twins, the communication. So you may be communicating or needing to communicate, during Mercury retrograde. You might even find it challenging, like me, as a Gemini, to communicate effectively during Mercury retrogrades. And then we've got your other air sign of Libra. Could be a Libra in your energy field, okay, or you might have this as part of your birth natal chart as well. Okay, all right, so what do your angels want you to know now and over the next few weeks, Gemini? I've got Twin Flame. This actually came in the reverse. This came out in the reverse. So maybe you thought that you had encountered your Twin Flame soulmate, but it could be that it ended or it wasn't what you thought it was. All right? Yeah. It's upright. It says the answer to your question involves a spiritually based romantic relationship. So whatever this wasn't what you thought it was, perhaps. We've got steady. Some of you guys could be going back to school, researching, being this little page of swords here, studying something, getting your certification or a degree, okay? Or this could be spiritual knowledge, okay? Maybe you're ascending like a lot of Geminis are and have been over the last 5 years, doing that spiritual growth spurt. And you are protected. And before I started this reading, I was praying and I was talking to Archangel Michael, because angels, they're always there, but they will not intercede unless it's an emergency situation, like you're about to you have a car accident and they need to pull you out or something like that. But angels will not intercede in your everyday life unless you ask them. So I was talking to Archangel Michael to keep me protected, and also Archangel Raphael as far as healing mind, body, and spirit. So this is very on point. It says you're safe and supported while you change your career. So some of you may be changing your career, but Spirit says, no, don't worry about it. Don't be anxious or any of the other stuff or fearful. We got you covered. You're good to go. All right. And maybe this is, you're studying or getting a certification in order to get this new career, Gemini. All right. Next up, we've got the Ascended Masters, and what sort of, these are the wise spirits that have, the Orishas and the Ascended Masters. What energy would they like to talk to you about? I've got projection, your spiritual gold. Projection, your spiritual gold. You could be looked at in the spiritual realm as spiritual gold right now, Gemini, because of all the growth that you've been participating in and willfully going through. You have to do the work in order to grow as a spirit. A lot of times people don't want to put in the work, but as far as I've seen in the Gemini readings, they have been putting in the work. Maybe you need to project a little bit more. Okay, project yourself a little bit more. Maybe you shy away from certain things, but maybe you need to make your presence more. I've got Black Moon Lilith in Aquarius. Honor your individuality. As we all know, our fellow air signs of Aquarius are very unique, and unlike any other sign, they are the renegades but humanitarians all at the same damn time. So Black Moon Lilith in Aquarius, honor your individuality. And Lilith has a lot to do with sexuality and expressing, thank you, Spirit, expressing yourself in that type of way. And then I've got Neptune, but I got this in reverse. Neptune. And Neptune is really front and center, or has been front and center over the last few weeks. And Neptune reminds me of that moon energy, because sometimes we can be tricked or fall for illusions under that moon energy. And sometimes people do use that moon energy to be inauthentic and hide certain things and keep secrets under. And Neptune reminds me of the same type of energy. It says magic, imagination, and illusion. I don't think anybody's going to be getting anything over on you, Gemini. I think you're going to see right through the BS if somebody tries to come at you with some bullshit, okay? Try to gas you up and, all that other stuff. Nope. All right. So what spiritual intuition does Spirit have for you? I've got trust your gut. And you will, because you're not falling for any more of the okie doke. You're just not. All right. Trust your gut, your intuition. Yeah. Listen within. That voice of Spirit that guides you from within, also known as your gut, your intuition. And the ancients are guiding you. You're going into that ancient knowledge, especially with those of you that have been really putting forth so much work in order to glow up spiritually, okay? I love this. Tap into the wisdom of the ancients. Their knowledge guides you now. And we just got finished talking about the ancients, the Orishas, the Ascended Masters that guide us as humanity, okay? Thanks, Spirit. And how do the spirits, what are some of the suggestions on how our Geminis can practice self-care? I've got love your single life. If you're single, embrace it. Most people that are single, they're like, oh my God, I wish I was in a relationship. But being single and solo dolo is a time to learn more about yourself, fact-finding about yourself, loving and nurturing yourself without having to split your energy with somebody else. All right, so enjoy and love your single life. Your root chakra may be unbalanced, and that is where you sit, your seat, where you like your root chakra has to do with, like, what you stand on, what you're grounded in, what roots you, what grounds you, okay? So you might need to get out in some nature and ground yourself, okay, Gemini? And then we've got get a massage. You deserve to be pampered, so make your appointment this week, okay? Go get a massage. I don't like that Swedish massage. I like that deep tissue, right? And I'm looking at this card that's laying right here, and it says, nourish your body. Nourish your body. All right. So, and we just got finished looking at these cards right here. Listen within, use that ancient knowledge. But at the bottom of the deck, we've got cosmic awareness. Some of you guys are, have done so much work that you are totally tapped in to the cosmic awareness, and many of you are in alignment for sure. All right, so continue the good work. I know I got my aura reading not too long ago, and it was lavender, and that was being completely tuned in to the cosmic awareness, and really doing the work. I was very impressed and proud of myself that it came out as like lavender, or that purple color, that color of wisdom. Okay, all right, so let's get into a few of the what deck do I want to use? I'm going to use this one. All right, Spirit, we've got a few questions about Gemini in this Mercury retrograde. What kind of guidance can you give our Gemini collective during this Mercury retrograde, please? And thank you, Spirit. This is for our air signs of Gemini, please, and thank you. Let's go ahead and cut. All right. I'm going to read the questions. I'm looking at my book, so bear with me. All right, what's in the energy at the bottom of the deck that our Geminis do not see? I've got some of you are at an impasse, at a crossroads, or will be, of having to make a choice, having to decide something. This could also be, trying to maintain balance in your life as well. But the stories are all about intellectual thought process as well as clear, concise communication, okay? All right, so I need 5 off the top for Gemini. Spirit, what are you being called to reflect on? What are you learning by retracing your steps? What illusions are truth are being revealed? How will this retrograde challenge Gemini? And lastly, we've got, in what ways will this retrograde move Gemini forward? All right, so we already saw that we've got a 2 of Swords, somebody being in an impasse at the bottom of the deck. All right, so the first question was, what are you being called to reflect on, Gemini? Knight of Wands. This could be about what you're passionate about, what you want to go towards. What do you want to go towards? Your passions, your desires, your inspirations or aspirations, and having the freedom to do so. Okay, so that is what you might want to reflect on, is what is it that you're not pursuing, or should you pursue? And what are you learning by retracing your steps? That it's a good idea to take a pause. All right, it's to let go of what no longer serves you, Gemini, as well as knowing when to take a pause so that you can get a deeper perspective or a higher perspective, very wise type of energy. Okay, what illusions and truth are being revealed to the Geminis? I've got what really makes you happy as an individual, Gemini. 9s for me indicate you as an individual person, and this is you, and you might have to do a little fact finding, a little self-discovery to find out what really makes you happy, What really fills your cups up, Gemini? What are you passionate about? Okay, I love this. She's sitting there solo dolo, not needing anybody. This is all about you, Gemini, period. And we've got, what will this retrograde challenge you on? Maybe not to make swift judgment calls. Maybe not to be judgmental about certain things. Okay? Yeah. And I think also that goes back to that hangman energy, and that is for you to pause first and really go inward before making any sort of judgment calls as it pertains to your life. Okay? And last question, in what ways will this retrograde move Gemini forward? Three of Pentacles, because Gemini understands the importance of teamwork that makes the dream work. Working together in harmony as a collective, partnerships that are very important. We're never doing this life solo dolo, and this to me reminds me of a triangle, and I always say that it's us, it's Holy Spirit, our spirit team, and us. We form this trine or this triangle, and we work intertwined with one another. It's not just us as human beings doing what we do. No, we've got spirit working in the background on our behalf as well. I love it. I love that. Okay. So, and what's at the bottom of the deck? We saw the Two of Swords. You either trying to find balance or making a decision about something fairly. This says trust your intuition, trust your gut. We already saw cards referring to that, right, Gemini? Trust your intuition, trust your gut. Yes, this is you manifesting a new inspiration, goal, or passion that you can follow and be happy to go towards this. This is a gift from Spirit. This might even be a new creative spark that you have, but the goal is to trust your intuition. Okay? I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah, I love it. Okay, so that is your Mercury retrograde reading, my beautiful Geminis, and I love you all the way from the ATL. Take care, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you, guys. All right. What's up, my beautiful Libras, my balancers or equalizers of the zodiac? We're about to find out real quickly what sort of energy this Mercury retrograde is going to bring your way, and how you can effectively get through some of the shenanigans of Mercury retrograde. Okay, so the Mercury retrograde started on June 29th and goes until July 23rd, Libra. If you want to know more, I have listed my favorite astrologers and numerologists down in the description box. I can tell you a little bit more about all the planetary changes that are always happening above our heads that affect us good, bad, and indifferently. Okay. I especially like Jimmy the Tarot Ship. So anyway, so go and give him some love. Okay, so Mercury retrograde, and we also had a full strawberry moon on June 29th as well. So we're still feeling a little bit of that residual pull from the full moon, and we are directly in Mercury retrograde at this time. Okay, so anyway, and it's a Mercury retrograde in the sign of Cancer, which could evoke a lot of deep feelings, emotions, but with Mercury front and center, it may also bring some logic to the situation more than just based off of emotion. However, with the Mercury retrograde, Hopefully it doesn't mean that emotions are all over the place and there is no cohesion as far as the thoughts and what needs to be said. Okay. So let's jump in, Libra. Hope you're doing well, abundantly blessed. Hit that like, share, and subscribe button, please, and thank you. It helps the channel. Hype the video. And we're about to get started. You ready? Let's get it, guys. Let's get it. All right. So we're going to start here, and we're going to end up here, and then we're going to get into a few cards from the tarot deck. All right. So what are some of the angel messages that Spirit... Oh, why are these here? Alright, so this is, I don't know how these got into this deck. They don't belong here. But there may be communication coming your way, maybe from a Gemini. Okay? Or you might be tapping into, that residual Gemini energy that gives you the ability to communicate more effectively. Okay, yeah, there you are, front and center, balance, harmony. And then the angels wanted me to let you know that the Ascended Masters are with you. This is powerful, loving, and wise spiritual teachers are watching over and guiding you. That is really, really beautiful. And that's where some of these messages come from the ancient ones, the Ascended Masters. God box. A God box. Maybe the Spirit telling you to get a God box. And this is write any worries, concerns, or desires on a piece of paper, and then you put them in a special container called your God box, okay? And and then you put it in the box, you let it go, you pray, and you allow divine to do the rest, okay? I love that. It's a great idea. All right, and the Ascended Masters wanted to let you know that there's some multiplication. You are tapping into your higher self. Tapping into your higher self. I love that. Yeah, because the Ascended Masters are holding your hand, with all that wisdom and knowledge there. You're definitely multiplying exponentially. And it says the sun. Are you trying to identify your soul's purpose? Do you know your soul's purpose, Libra? The sun is that Leo energy, courage, bravery, even in the face of fear, to maybe learn about your soul's purpose or tap into it. And then we've got putrefaction. Some of your shadow energy needs to be released. Do you know what some of your shadow energy that needs to be released? You might need to examine that with Spirit to find out what energy that no longer serves you, okay, that you're just holding on to, that could be creating obstacles and you being at an impasse on how to move forward, okay? All right, so here we go. More spiritual energy. Trust your gut, your intuition. That's how Spirit, one of the places that Spirit talks to us is our gut, one of our chakras, okay? And maybe some of you are not listening to that voice within, okay? Because this showed up in the reverse, okay? It says the answers lie within. Listen to your intuition's quiet voice. You could be trying to control everything and not listening to the voice. Energy in the crossing is that for sure. Divine timing is what's in effect right now. This is very strong energy, okay? And if you're not listening to your intuition, maybe your intuition is trying to tell you that this is going to happen, not now, but in divine timing. But this could be you trying to control the whole scenario, Libra. All right? And how can our Libras practice self-care? Third eye chakra. Your third eye chakra is out of balance, and your third eye is right here. Okay? So especially if you're having issues with control and not allowing Spirit to do what Spirit needs to do, okay, that could definitely create an imbalance. Some of you need more sleep and rest. Very, very valuable. And might have a relaxing bath, maybe with some fresh herbs or some salts before sleep and rest, okay? Practice some self-care, Libra. All right, you're always trying to balance out everything and everybody. Well, now it's time to get back to yourself. All right, so last spiritual messages that I have for you. Some of you might be resistant or closed off or guarded for some reason. There is a Leo, a Sagittarius, or an Aries. This is an Ace of Wands type of energy. This could also, if there's not an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius in your energy field, this could be you pursuing your passions, your desires, what inspires you. There's a certain cycle or chapter of your life that has been completed, which has enabled you to grow as a spiritual being. And some of you, this past energy might have had you in lack energy, but I think that is a cycle that has been closed out, that lack mentality. I think we're moving past that energy now. All right, and in the crossing, I've got healing your inner child, and we talked about that earlier, didn't we? Yeah. We talked about this with the putrefaction and tapping into your shadow energy. And one of your shadows could be that your inner child needs healing. If there's any trauma or anything that affected this inner child of yours, then healing is necessary. It was in the crossing, which means that it's very important information for you to hear. But you not healing this inner child could create obstacles and barriers for you to move forward in certain parts of your life. All right. Spirit, what do you have for Libra? This is Libra and the Mercury retrograde energy. What messages do you have for Libra in regards to the messages that we just have seen? For this Mercury retrograde that ends at the end of July. Let's go ahead and cut the deck. What is the energy at the bottom of the deck that Libra does not see coming towards them? And I've got the happiest card in the deck. Look! The Sun, Libra. The Sun, the happiest card in the deck. Knowing your soul's purpose and going towards it, towards your abundance, your blessings, what is already earmarked for you by Spirit. This is whatever you've been trying to, all the seeds that you planted and fertilized coming to fruition in so much abundance and happiness and contentment. This could also be building on your family. Some of you could be fertilizing or being very fertile to fertilize your family and expand your family. That sounded really weird. I'm sorry, but you know what I mean. All right. Interesting. All right. So the first 5 cards off the top for Libra, we've got, what are you being called to reflect on? What are you learning by retracing your steps, Libra? What illusions and truths are being revealed to you during this Mercury retrograde? How will the retrograde challenge you? And in what ways will this retrograde move you forward? Okay? All right. So the first card I have is what you're being called to reflect on. I've got 3 of Cups. Self-expression, creativity, friendship, community, happiness, living your best life, celebrations. That's what that's all about. you might be reflecting on some of those things in your life. Those times that meant the world to you are very special to you. Ooh, Ace of Cups. This is, what are you learning by retracing these steps? And that is loving on yourself and nurturing yourself, Libra. Remember we talked about self-care, right? And the Ace of Cups, that could mean that a special love is coming into your life, but this love it starts from within. It starts internally with you first, okay? Loving on yourself and nurturing yourself. Ooh. What illusions and truths are being revealed? Ooh. Maybe some toxicities in your life. This Capricorn energy, there could be something toxic in your life. People, places, or things. A negative way of thinking. Fear. Any of that type of energy produces this devil type of energy. All right. Low vibrational energy. Aha. So you're learning. Okay. This is what's being revealed to you. And how will this retrograde challenge you? It will challenge you to be more, maybe you'll volunteer more. Maybe you'll give more from the heart. Okay? Pay it forward and all that other stuff. Equal give and take. Okay? And lastly, in what ways will this retrograde move Libra forward? Toward love and family and the things that love and family bring to your life. This is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. This is love, harmony, and divine love. I love this for you, Libra. This is really, really beautiful energy. Really beautiful. And by healing that inner child, oh my gosh, and releasing some things, shadow release, is going to open up so many different windows and doors of growth for you. Yes, the cycle and chapter of lack and not being good enough and not feeling good enough, that is over for you. All right? I love you guys. Thank you so much. And yeah, nourish your body. Okay? Nurture yourself. All right. Bye, Libra. Hello, my beautiful Aquarians. How are you doing? My fellow air signs. We're about to jump into your Mercury retrograde energy, what it's looking like, what Spirit wants and needs you to know. Okay? Mercury retrogrades started June 29th in conjunction with the full strawberry moon in Capricorn. So we are also in a Mercury retrograde in the sign of Cancer, which could be a lot of revelations, emotional thought processes. Maybe somebody's trying to sift through some emotions or need to talk about some hard emotions. So I think with Mercury being in retrograde, if Mercury is in retrograde, period, it creates jumbled up thoughts, unable to, complete a sentence without fumbling over your words, technical issues, all kinds. But hopefully during this season, communication may not be the best because Mercury is a planet of clear, concise thought process as well as communication. If it's in the reverse, it may be the opposite. So this could be a challenging yet emotional time for the collective, especially if you are a Cancerian, okay? And I think the opposite of a Cancer, I think the opposite of a Cancer is Virgo, I think. But anyway, and Virgo is ruled just like I am by the planet Mercury. I'm a Gemini, so I normally have technical issues, fumble over everything. So if you see me fumbling today, that is why. I am blaming Mercury retrograde, okay, guys? So, my beautiful Aquarius, do me a favor before we get started. Hit that like, share, subscribe, hype the video for your girl. I really do appreciate it very, very much. Let's continue to have the channel grow. I've lost some subscribers now that I only do fire and air signs, but that's okay. That is okay, all right? I'm going to stick with the folks that really support me, all right? So, we're about to jump into it. Are you ready? Find a nice, comfortable spot, okay? All right, so we're going to start with the oracle cards, and we're going to draw about 5 cards to see what's in the tarot energy, all right? So, Aquarius, and this is a general reading, guys, all right? It's not it's not a private one, just for you. If you need a private one, hit me up at ascension225tarot@gmail.com, and we can set you up for a 30, 60, or 90-minute reading, all right? Okay. So, angels, what say you to our Aquarians during this interesting Mercury retrograde time frame? And we're still feeling the residual enemies. I said enemies. That was a Freudian slip. I don't know. Maybe you have some enemies, Aquarius. Okay. You know, you guys are a little different. And just like most air signs, you guys, you know, don't sugarcoat what needs to be said. So maybe you have some enemies out there. Maybe that wasn't a Freudian slip. Okay. I don't remember what I was going to say. So, we're still feeling the residual energy from the full strawberry moon, which was on the 29th, all right? So anything that you need to release, continue to manifest that release. All right, angels want you to know that fairies, there may be some fairies in the mix. You have a strong bond with the fairies, and your life purpose involves helping Mother Nature. So maybe you're that type of person. You always like me, I always like being out in nature, my feet in the grass, hugging trees, all that kind of stuff, okay? I feel some sort of connection with the woods and nature. And then I've got visualize your success. See yourself doing well in this situation, whatever that situation is. It could be a work situation, and have faith in a positive outcome. So success is on your way, all right? And have you asked your angels for help with this? Your angels need to help you with this situation. However, they require your permission before they can intercede in your free will choices. So if you've been calling on the angels to help you with a particular situation, people, places, or things in your life, you have to ask them to step in, either in your mind's eye, or, you know, verbally just say, hey, angels, I need, and pick an angel that specializes in that type of help. If you need healing, ask for Archangel Raphael, all right? So ask your angels for help. I love it. And what about the ancient masters, the ancestors, the ascended ones? I've got Adam, it says dark divine, father of creation. Dark divine, father of creation. And, yeah, wait a minute. Let me look this up in the book. I'm not sure what this one is. Hold on for a second. All right, thanks for holding. Okay, so I've got the book. So we've got dark divine, father of creation. We've got Adam. All right, if you can see that clearly. All right. And it says the Adam Oracle card signals a time to heal your dark divine masculine. I was thinking that, but I didn't want to assume anything. To heal your dark divine masculine shadow. A shadow that may originate with the father, patterned ancestral, paternal ancestral patterns, and an imbalance in your relationships. Adam's story can show us that the toxicity that can develop around power struggles between masculine and feminine, and why it's important to heal it within. The Adam Oracle card raises the example of what not to do and encourages you to release toxic masculinity that has held you back in your life. Ooh. Some of y'all need to deal with your toxic divine masculine, your divine masculinity. And I don't want to jump the gun, but this brings me to a card in this deck. Hold on. Yeah, this one. Divine masculine in reverse. Wowzer. Okay. And you know what? There are a few cards that came out when I was pre-shuffling that came out in the reverse. And I was like, well, you know, all the cards are not upright in this huge deck that I have. But you know what? Spirit said, nope, it's supposed to be in the reverse. All right, so somebody's dealing with, somebody needs to examine and deal with and do the work on your masculine, your dark masculine energy. Okay, it could be ancestral patterns. I don't know what it is, but it's toxic. Okay, and then we've got projection. Your spiritual gold projection. You could be projecting this this masculine energy onto others, you know, unsuspecting others. But let's see what this card says. Okay. No, that's not it. Hold on. These cards are in the weirdest order. I don't understand. Projection. Oh no. Who? Okay. 300. What? 100. Okay. Your spiritual gold. You've reached the end of the rainbow, and the spiritual pot of gold is yours. When the projection oracle card appears, the cosmos want you to know that abundance, joy, and fulfillment have arrived. You're at the end of an arduous journey, yet empowering, nonetheless, towards self-acceptance and empowerment. Okay, your shadow is projected back to you when you cast it out to others. But so is your light when you go through the alchemical process and embody it. Okay. So you could be actually projecting, like I said, projecting that dark divine masculine energy out there for others to see. Maybe it's in your behaviors, the way you talk to people, you know, your interactions. But there's somewhere in there, in that projection, that people can also see the loving side of you, the light side of you, you know, the empowered side of you, instead of just maybe the toxic parts of you that need to be worked on. And then I've got coagulation, soul ascension, all the work that needs to be done or that you are doing. Aquarius is going to lead to this coagulation and your spiritual growth spurt, your spiritual ascension, moving up another level, because you are actively or will actively be doing the work to cleanse this toxicity that you embody with this dark divine father of creation. Okay? Yeah. Interesting. All right. Intuitive messages. You are being divinely protected. All right. Don't forget to ask the angels for exactly what it is that you want and need, and for their intervention. Pay attention to your intuitive insights and follow them. And lastly, tap into that ancient knowledge that we're tapping in today with some of these messages. Those messages that you just got about the shadow side, those are messages from ancient wisdom, from the ascended masters. So I would definitely pay attention to those if I were you. All right. Now, during this, you know, Mercury retrograde, it's good, it's bad, it's otherwise type of energy. Don't be afraid of it, okay? How can you practice self-care during Mercury retrograde? Well, you can give less fucks. Man, that is a long ass finger. You can give less fucks, all right, which I'm pretty sure you're an Aquarius, you probably do already. Set relationship goals. If your relationship brings out your dark divine masculine, or you're toxic, or you're in a toxic situation that brings out that dark divine masculine, then work on it. Do something about it. And also plan your career. Remember, we saw visualize your success here, and this could definitely be about a career or a job, all right, a business. All right. And lastly, what is the tea for our Aquariuses during the Mercury retrograde energy? I did show you that there was a divine masculine here in the reverse, okay? So somebody's walking around, you know, with their crown upside down. I'm telling you, because the divine masculine is an upright position, not this type of energy. All right, not this type of energy. This is somebody who feels like they've lost their power, somebody who's childish. There may be a lot of conflict in your life, and you're just not that person. You're just not that divine masculine that people look up to. Maybe because you're not paying attention to that guidance that Spirit has been trying to whisper in your ear. You don't have clarity. A lot of times when you're in the muck and the mire, you don't have clarity. All right, we need to turn this right side up so that you're tapped into your third eye. You see, her third eye is way down here. Okay, and it's in between your eyebrows. There's a lack of truth and clarity. Yes, a lack of truth and clarity. Somebody might feel like they can't even speak their truth in whatever this situation is. All right, they can't express themselves. Until debt tear us apart. This could be about a career, a commitment with another person, contracts, something to that effect. And distance. Somebody needs a timeout. Somebody needs to think about some things. Maybe there needs to be a separation of some type. Yeah. And somebody is remembering who they are. Remembering who they are and awakening from whatever this toxic type of energy is. Remember, we've got soul ascension. So somebody out there in the Aquarius land is remembering who the hell they are. They are not this divine masculine in reverse. I can tell you that. And if you are right now, work on that shit. All right? Okay. So, let's get into the tarot and see what the tarot's got to say. All right, Spirit. What do you have for our Aquariuses? What's in the energy? Mercury retrograde energy now until the end of the month of July, or pretty much the end of the month. Let's just take it there. All right. To the end of the month, what is Mercury retrograde messages for our Aquarius? We've already seen some of them in the Oracle deck, okay? So what more can you tell us, Spirit? What's in the energy at the bottom of the deck that Aquarius does not see? Toxicity. Toxicity. I can't make this shit up, guys. Either you're dealing with a Capricorn, or, you know, there may be a lot of toxicity happening in your life right now, whether it's a relationship, friendship, family, a job with whatever. This shit's toxic, okay? And it needs to be examined. All right. 5 cards off the top for Aquarius. What are Aquarius being called to reflect on? What are you learning by retracing your steps? What illusions and truths are being revealed for Aquarius during the Mercury retrograde? How will this retrograde, I can't even talk, how will this retrograde assist Aquarius and challenge them? And last, in what ways will this retrograde move Aquariuses forward if there are any obstacles holding them back, like this devil energy? Yeah, Okay? So, first one is, what are you being called to reflect on? You're being called to reflect on this uncertainty. Maybe you fell for some illusions and delusions, or deluded yourself about people, places, or things. Okay, this is this person's actually stealing these swords because they don't want to fight anymore. You know, with the 5 of Swords, that's conflict, chaos, fighting, arguing. Okay. So is that what you're dealing with? You're trying to, you need to find a way to get out of this situation, to kind of sneak your way out of this situation of conflict. This is also the card of, you could be trying to be strategic on how to get out of this situation, because the 7 of Swords is also the card of strategy. You could be trying to escape the situation because it is filled with conflict, chaos, arguing, fighting, disillusionment, deception, whatever. Fill in the blanks. What are our Aquariuses learning by going back and retracing their steps? That you can, maybe you've lost some of your passion in all of this toxicity. Maybe you lost some of your passions. You could need to be inspired again that you are a manifester. You can manifest exactly what it is that you want, need, and desire. Okay? So that's what you're learning by retracing whatever this is. Could have lost that creative spark, okay? And sometimes conflict, or being in a even if it's on the job, dealing with toxic coworkers or a toxic environment, can just drain the life out of you, you know? Let me take a sip of coffee. What illusions and truths are being revealed to Aquarius? The moon, Cancerian energy or Piscean energy. Oh, excuse me. And I feel like I'm gonna hiccup. Excuse me. Okay. This watery energy, this Cancerian energy here, it's the moon, and the moon, like, you know, it could hide a lot of things. And maybe somebody was banking on keeping their secrets, keeping you full of illusions. You know what I'm saying? Maybe someone was banking on that, or maybe this was you banking that somebody would not figure out the full truth, okay, and uncover some of the secrets that may have been hidden. But this is you tapping into your intuition so that you don't fall for the okie doke. All right, you know, you're tapped in, and you don't make any moves unless you consult spirit. Okay, there's even somebody in here wearing a mask. They're both wearing masks, so somebody is hiding something. There's some sort of secrets, and there's some sort of ghoul coming out of the waters. Okay, maybe somebody's secrets are going to be revealed here. Wow. Woo! How will this retrograde challenge Aquarius? Oh, it's going to challenge you to not self-sabotage yourself. We are notoriously, air signs are notoriously overthinkers, okay? But the 8 of Swords is somebody feeling helpless, feeling stuck, feeling trapped. And maybe you feel stuck and trapped in this situation, all right? Like you can't find any way out of it. But guess what? She might have a blindfold on, she might be tied up, but her legs are not tied up. And all she has to do is just stick one leg out there and feel around to make sure that the coast is clear, and step away from all those swords, all those thoughts, maybe negative thoughts, clouding up your mind, not giving you clarity, all that, okay? So you don't have to feel trapped any longer. And last, in what ways will this retrograde move our Aquarians forward? It'll move our Aquarians forward because I think that you're going to find a way, if this is a job, you're going to allow your creativity to add value to this project or this collaboration. You know what I mean? Because teamwork makes the dream work. Isn't that what you see at work all the time on those little signs? So this is teamwork makes the dream work. So maybe adjusting, with you doing the work on this dark divine masculine energy, hopefully that will let your light shine even more, so that you're less toxic, or in a less toxic situation, so that you have the creativity to bloom a little bit. Wow. All right, so on the bottom we have the devil. We get rid of this joker. All right, and I've got a page of cups. This page of cups is, I feel like somebody owes somebody an apology here. The page of cups is a small offering, love offering. I feel like it's an apology of some type. Either you're going to give the apology, or somebody's going to give it to you, Aquarius. And Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is, you might receive some sort of message of an apology from this person, because now they have truth and clarity. This could be you as well, with the Ace of Swords upright. They want to speak their truth about whatever this toxicity is. And death and rebirth. This is a death and rebirth for you, Aquarius. This could be, once that person apologizes or sends you a message of apology about whatever, you send them a message of apology, then this automatically, there could be a breakup, a separation, a loss because of this energy. But this is not a loss. This is also a transformation, which is what a lot of our Aquarians are going through, or will be going through, is this spiritual ascension. All right, closing out some doors that no longer need to be open, and new ones open up. And lastly, we've got the Queen of Wands, somebody empowered. You got your juju back, okay? You're sitting tall, ready for action, inspired, creative, all that good stuff. You might even be some sort of empath with this black cat here. All right, so that is what I have for you, Aquarius. Yeah, you're going to need to really figure out how to turn this toxic divine masculine energy right side up. You need to collaborate with Spirit, okay? This is Virgo energy. Virgo is ruled by Mercury. Mercury's in charge right now, all right? So you need to get into this hermit mode and collaborate with Spirit on how to tackle this toxicity, because divine masculines, and it doesn't matter your gender, okay? You could just have more masculine energy, but we need to turn that joker right side up, okay? All right, Aquarius, thank you for your time. I appreciate it. I hope this resonated with some of you all out there, and God bless on your spiritual journey. All right, take care.